What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that hot topic analysis this summer. And we're going to talk about the hottest news in the NBA for today and a couple of days ago. And the biggest news today is Joe Mazzulla is locked up again contract wise with the Boston Celtics. They like how he's been coaching. They like him as a person. They like the fact that he's been getting a lot out of this team. Although this past playoffs was a disappointment as a Celtics fan, and just in general, it's tough to not say Joe Mazzulla didn't deserve this contract. He definitely did. Like, we knew that he didn't do anything wrong or he didn't do anything crazy to be fired or for them to want to go in a different direction. They won 60 plus games last year in the regular season, and Jason Tatum goes out, and that really hurted our chance of being able to pull off an upset against the New York Knicks. But it was meant for us to lose. It happens. I feel like that's just going to make Joe Mazzulla go harder. I think that's going to make Joe Mazzulla try different things. And it's going to be a prove-it year for him, too, coming up, because obviously the talent is lower. Can he produce more wins? Can he find a way to bring out the best in the players that he have already and try to still make the playoff / play in without Jason Tatum? Now, that's going to be tough and hard to do, but we still do have enough to be at least a playing team. And I think that, the Boston Celtics organization feels the same way, most likely. And Joe Mazzulla has shown that he's fiery and he will push and he will go out there and say what he has to say. He will demand them to be great. He will put them in situations where they can be successful as players, and that's what a coach is supposed to do. And he has already showed those characteristics already throughout his couple years with the Celtics. And I like him as a coach. I don't really have too many complaints about him as a Celtics fan. And I like the guy. I feel like he's a guy that I would like to keep as the head coach. And I was sold on him the first year that we got him. And he didn't even win a championship or even go to the finals that year. But when he did get there, he was able to get it done. And his coaching staff was fantastic also. And it was handpicked by him. So I think that this year is going to be a wash year where the fans and the organization are going to be more understanding, because we have to. We're in a situation where we lost a player and can't replace him. And we lost a player and we can't get anything better. And we have to just understand that this is going to be a year that's going to be a little bit of a letdown. This is a year where we're going to lose the players that we have grown to love, especially on that championship team 2 years ago. And it's going to be tough for us to continue to heal and get over the fact that we only won one championship with that roster. We destroyed teams that year, and we had a chance to repeat, and it just didn't work out that way because of so many different factors and situations that ended up occurring. But one thing I do know, it wasn't Joe Mazzulla's fault. Now, you can say he could have did a little bit of this, he could have did a little bit of that. You can say that basically about any coach in the NBA the last couple of years that has still kept their spot or got fired. But we don't want to put that type of stress or that type of thing on our coaches. We want them to feel like they're free. We want them to just continue to do their job and be comfortable in their own shoes and leave their own imprint on the team while still demanding the players to be great and demanding them to be men and professionals, while also understanding that we want them to get the best out of themselves so they can help the team out to the best of their ability. And Joe Mazzulla has all of those things figured out already as a head coach, and he's been getting the results that's needed to be able to win games and having them buy in and want to be coached and wanting them to, accept him. And he still doesn't like being in the I'm a comfortable coach when it comes to I still got to have my voice being heard, and I still want them to know I want the best out of them and I want the best from them. But you still got to respect me as a man, and you still have to respect me as a coach, and you need me to get to where you want to be team wise. And I feel like the Celtics team all understand that. They all have that respect level. They all are bought in 100% for what he's trying to do as a coach and how he's trying to go as a coach. And he hasn't lost his voice in that locker room yet. And hopefully he doesn't, because I think that he does a lot of things that's not normal. for a lot of coaches, but he does it because that's him. So it does make a lot of sense for him to get locked up for a couple years because he did so much things for the Celtics, and we already have a loving for him now because of that championship, and we do want to see him in more different situations, and we do want to ride the highs and lows with him too, because he just fits and does so many things that the Celtics like, even though they about to be changing their ownership, but they have liked him too. So it's not really too many coaches out there that can prove that they're better than Joe Mazzulla and want us to get rid of him for them. And I think that that's why they just said we like everything he brings to the table. We like everything he's been doing for the most part as a coach. And we're going to just try to ride this thing out as long as we can because we think he's still the best candidate for us. And this is the guy we picked and we feel like should continue to ride it out with him. So, um, he had a lot of pressure after getting the spot after Ime Udoka was the head coach and got fired. And he lived up to the fact that I can get to the finals too, but I can actually win it. And he got that done. So he had the talent, he had the roster, he had everything there, but he was still able to get the Celtics to be able to figure out a way to use the talent the right way against other great coaches and teams. And he was able to get them to the top of the spot, and that's the best part about him. So he's young, and he wants to continue to get more experience and learn more things and go through more things. And it's good that he wants to do that with the Boston Celtics. And like I said, I just don't see no coaches out there that I will be more comfortable or happy with than Joe Mazzulla right now. So I'm all in on the contract extension. I'm all in on them giving them multiple years, and I'm all in on him staying the coach for the Celtics for the long haul because I've been liking everything that he has done. I don't really have too many things to complain about when it comes to Joe Mazzulla as a head coach. I don't really critique him that much as an analyst. I don't really criticize him as much, and I don't really disagree with a lot of his decisions that he's been choosing to make with lineups or how he's been playing certain guys and how he's been running the team. The biggest complaint that most people say about Joe Mazzulla is that he loves the team shooting a bunch of threes. But that was a big reason why we won the championship is because of this defensive scheme and because of the players that we had all just fit like a glove together. And the fact that we could get hot from three or we could, find other ways to score sometimes because of Tatum and Brown being able to be mid-range and layup artists and dunk artists, not just three-point shooters. And Jalen Brown not really known as a three-point shooter anyway, but he's respectable, is because Mazzulla allows them to do it. And we done lost games because of the three-point shot because we fell in love with it. But we also won a lot of games since he's been our head coach because of that same reason. So you got to take the good with the bad. Every style has its own criticism. Every style has its own pros and cons to it, but he's shown that he's good enough of a coach to get it to a point where it's manageable, and he showed that he's a good enough coach to get it to where you can win the championship with it, and he legitimately did it. So, if you question it, well, he showed you that it can happen um, at the highest level. So, other than that, the Warriors are interested in a potential sign and trade deal involving Josh Giddey and Jonathan Kuminga. That was something that was new, and these are the two free agents that want to be signed for big contracts, and they can, have upside to be potential stars in this league, or they already proved that they can. They just need more of an opportunity, more of a chance. But the cost is flexibility because you have to pay them so much money, and they're not all-star level players for what we done seen right now in their careers. But they do have some upside that where they could possibly be one, depending on the situation in the team. But um, Giddy does want a deal around 30 million per season. So Giddy has shown that he is a guy that's well-rounded as a player, good passer, good pace pusher, good rebounder. The fact that he can finish in the rim and he has a good IQ of understanding how to use the court to his advantage and for his teammates And then Kuminga is a guy that just doesn't want to be with the Warriors anymore. He just doesn't fit and he just doesn't play well with them. And he just wants an opportunity to get more minutes and more shots to show that he is that guy. And it does make sense because teams want to take a chance on him. Might as well pursue that because that's what you want to, and it's mutual. Other than that, Malcolm Brogdon, Seth Curry, and Javante Green are also on the Warriors' radar. They're looking possibly to add one of those guys. I think they all are good scorers and ball handlers, and they are really good wings. So you need them for depth purposes, and the fact that they can do multiple things and handle the ball and create plays made sense for them to try to target those type of guys in free agency. Cam Thomas and Quentin Grimes are candidates to sign the qualifying offers. They want their money. They feel that they're worth more. They might have to play another season without a big payday, but they have a chance to get paid next off season, and it will make next off season more interesting. But it may also be a situation where they just may have to accept less money than they actually think they're worth because it just ain't that much money out there, and it is a pecking order of guys that you rather give the money to than them. So they might just be in a similar situation next year that they are in this year. And it sucks, but it's part of the deal that the NBA has been doing for a while. Is either you're the guy everybody wants, or you're the guy that the team definitely wants, or you're a guy that teams just don't mind having, or you're the guy that people feel like, well, we'll take him. We'll take him for now because we can't get nothing better. Anthony Gill and the Wizards did agree to a 1-year deal. Gill has been with the Wizards since 2020-21 season. Last season, Gill did average 2.5 points and 1.3 rebounds and 7.8 minutes across 51 games. But Anthony Gill went undrafted in 2016 out of Virginia, but he was able to find a roster spot and keep it with the Wizards. They like what he brings to the table. They like what he does, and they like him as a player and as a person. So makes sense for them to keep him. He's one of the best players they can get, and he's one of the best players they done had for the role that he plays and the role that he has been able to accept, and it makes sense for them to run it back with him. Other than that, Celtics is likely to close within the next 2 weeks their sale, so that's something that is gonna literally happen. And we just have to accept that we're gonna have different people making decisions in Boston, and the sale should be $6.1 billion dollars to Bill, and is likely to close either late next week or the following week, and we'll see as that goes through. And other than that, the Celtics, for people that don't know, reduced their payroll salary by $301 million. That's hard to do. That's very, very tough. But they knew that they could do it this offseason and throughout the year, and they was able to do it so far. Um, the Celtics are expected to make more moves, though, and we'll see if it happens, and we'll just report it when it does. And Micah Potter and the Spurs agreed to a camp deal. Potter did spend the last 3 seasons with the Utah Jazz on two-way contracts. Last season, the big man appeared in 38 NBA games. He did average 4 points and 4 rebounds and 18 minutes per game for the Jazz. And now the Spurs want to try him out and see if he's good enough to give a roster spot to, and we'll see how that goes. And other than that, Harrison Ingrams and the Spurs agreed to a two-way contract, and Ingram was the 48th pick in the 2024 draft, and he appeared in 5 games for the San Antonio last season, and as well as 48 games for Austin, which is their G League team, where he averaged 12 points, 8.9 rebounds, and 4.2 assists in 32 minutes. Ingram mostly averaged 9.6 points and 7 rebounds and 3.6 assists in 23 minutes in Summer League, which was very good to see, and showing him that he can possibly be a double-figure scorer and a good contributor if he's given the opportunity in the minutes. Ingram began his college career at Stanford in through 2023 before transferring to the University of North Carolina for the 23-24 season. And one season at the University of North Carolina, he averaged 37 games, 36 of them were starts. He did get 12 points and 8.8 rebounds and 2.2 assists and 14 and also one steal in 32 minutes as a junior, earning third team All ACC honors at Stanford. He was named the 2021-2022 Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. And that is all the current news for the last couple of days of this month. And the beginning of this month has been very, very interesting with Doncic getting paid and De'Aaron Fox getting paid. Now we're seeing coaches get locked up like Billy Donovan, and obviously we just seen Joe Mazzulla get paid today, and those are the biggest news. I want to continue to try to give y'all as much content as I can and give y'all my analysis as much as I can, because that's what y'all here to see and that's what y'all want to know. But all I can tell y'all right now is comment, like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification bell for more analysis in the future. And if you're new to the channel, I do conversations just like this about various NBA-only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. And I also do mock draft and draft coverage too. So if you love basketball, you can't get enough of, you really, really want it, I do upload every single day. Plus, I got over 3,000 videos already on my channel that you can watch right now, and it's all for free. You ain't gonna really find that too much on YouTube, but you can find it here on House's Playground. Other than that, thank y'all for supporting me in the past. Hope y'all continue to support me in the present and also in the future. All I can say is thank y'all for appreciating the content for what it is and continuing to come back and make time for me and want to hear what I have to say and what I have to show y'all and think about the game of basketball. And that's why y'all fans of mine. And all I can ask y'all, if y'all new to the channel, see if you like the content. If you do, be a fan also and support the channel to the best of your ability. Thank y'all for everything y'all have done for me, and thank y'all for the continued support. All I can say now is I hope to see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy y'all weekday as it is Friday, so the weekend is here. Hopefully y'all ready to continue to grind, and hopefully you guys got your rest, your leisure, and spend time with your loved ones. And all I can say is make sure y'all have some fun in there too. Living on earth can be tough, but it also can be fun and beautiful. So let's accept that too and try to stay as positive as we can, as long as we can, because that helps to have a whole lot of happiness. And that's what you want to have the most of, is that joy and that happiness. And that can go hand in hand. And it's just good to be able to have that as much as you can. And that's all I can hope for y'all, because that's what y'all want for me. And that's why I had to get some knowledge on that and how to handle it and how to go about it. Other than that, I'm going for now. Y'all stay blessed up. Peace out. Hopefully I see y'all later today or tomorrow, depending on how it goes. Got more breakdowns, been giving y'all a whole lot of those. Got more of them coming up. I'm just not probably going to give y'all one a day, but at least y'all got something to look out for if it's meant for y'all to see them and if it's meant to be. Other than that, peace out. See y'all later.